The population of SLO County is 2% Black. Racial covenants, legal clauses that reserved land ownership and occupancy for the exclusive use of white people, might be just one reason this population is so low compared to the rest of the US. Why else might SLO County's Black population be so small even after racial covenants became illegal? If you like that question, you'll love our restrictions apply toolkit for neighborhoods and communities. So can I see a show of hands who's been able to watch restrictions apply? Awesome, that's a good amount. And for those who haven't had the opportunity, you are in luck. The 18-minute short film is on our website, racematterslo.org, and includes our toolkit for communities and neighborhoods and a discussion guide. And so the film follows Jamie Lewis as she confronts how past racist policies shape her current neighborhood. I'm not going to spend a lot of my time today talking in detail about racial covenants because you can get that through the film and through the discussion guide. And my hope is that these tools open doors to more conversation and action around racism beyond removing or repudiating a racial covenant that might be on your private home deed, but moving toward solutions to undo their effects. The story of restrictions apply begins in summer 2019. SLO County native Justice Whitaker was in town from Brooklyn, documenting the closing of the county's only Black-owned barbershop. I felt pulled to capture the significance of an unapologetically Black space in a predominantly white community. During filming, a community member stopped by the shop and later told me about her friend Jamie, who'd been learning about her neighborhood's racist past. I thought that might be the next short film. A year later, it's summer 2020, anti-Black racism commands attention. Youth-led protests fill our streets and force dialogue. Like many white people near and far, Jamie was examining her place in it all. She wrote to me about wanting to do something about the racial covenant on her home deed, but wasn't sure what was appropriate. I knew she was the woman I'd heard about the year prior, and I knew it was time for our next film. Jamie was pushed to write in by the murder of George Floyd, international protests, and the taking of our local streets. I emphasize this because while the action in the film is likely deemed acceptable, respectable activism by most of our community, we would not have restrictions apply without local young people who pushed boundaries, took risks, and refused to cater to the comfort of the majority. We're in a time when the governor of Florida backed a bill that would prohibit their public schools and private businesses from making white people feel uncomfortable. We're in a time when book bans are picking up steam in multiple states, and hysteria around critical race theory continues. Community organizations, truth-telling, and accessible anti-racist tools are essential. Now, restrictions apply addresses some of the why, and why is San Luis Obispo so white? And we can certainly point to housing affordability and other factors, but we also have a dire need for cultural spaces. As Race Matters moves forward with our newly minted 501c3 status, physical Black-centered space is next on the horizon. We're currently fundraising and applying for a number of grants to fund a community space where Black hair care specialists, including traveling stylists, will see clients. Black therapists will run healing groups and be funded to provide no-cost services. Braiders will teach their traditional cultural knowledge, training new entrepreneurs and educating parents and children, all in a culturally affirming sense of place and community. So here's my plug. If anyone here or out in Zoom land knows of a space, commercial space, salon space, hit me up, please. And we'll be looking for several in-kind donations as well. So if all goes well, down the line, the community at large will continue to take anti-racist action, and I'll be getting my hair done regularly. Thank you.